I remember when I first collabed with Esnc. It wasn't that long ago. It was only like a month, literally just a month ago. And within a month, I've learned so much about Esnc and what they do. And it's pretty impressive. I think they're just playing. No, they're not. Some domestic violence is literally happening while we film this. Man, we need to get out of the hood, bro. I'm kidding. I asked for this one specifically when we were gonna do our collabs. I was all like, yo, I kind of want to try all your originals, because when a brand that focuses on clones does originals, it's interesting. Like, it's pretty impressive to see someone copy a fragrance or clone it or improve on it, but it's even more impressive when they can make originals, obviously, you know what I'm saying? This is Pera. This is one of their originals, and in my opinion, their flagship. Everything Esnc is this. This to me is essentially a kind of collective modernization. Is that even a modern collective of fragrances popular to this day? I get a lot of the modern, sweet, tonka beanie, sugary elements from a lot of mainstream fragrances these days. And I also get the kind of typical shower gel and broxin, you know, musky aromatic thing going on, the aquatic stuff. But it's all just combined together in a very kind of chic, powdery, boutique niche style approach. And I've always loved it about this. And man, the very first time I smelled this, I was like, that's different. That is different. And funny enough, when I had spoken to Sam for the first time, that's the guy who I talked to at Esnc. Great guy. I honestly thought I wasn't gonna like Pera. I had to look at the nut breakdown and it just says, you know what I mean? This is the nut breakdown. And I was all like, kind of just looks like it's gonna be your generic, sweet, fresh men's fragrance. It's a bit aromatic, a bit musky, but kind of just smells like everything else. And to a large extent, it is. But there's just so much in it that is just so concise and so well put together that it doesn't smell like that. And so what do you get when you first spray this fragrance on? The atomizer is pretty good, dude. Look at that. So I get a crisp, fresh green apple. It's more like a green red apple. I'm saying apple, right? Because that's in the nut breakdown. I mean, looking at the nut breakdown on the screen, yeah, it says apple, but I really couldn't tell you that it was like straight up apple. But now that you say apple, I can go like, oh yeah, it's a bit fruity. There's a solid sweetness to it. There's a solid fruity substance to it, kind of like apple. There's black pepper as well, which I do get the black pepper. There's like ginger, there's cedar tree, amber, sandalwood, but it doesn't necessarily smell like that. It just smells like Pera. It's a very, very well blended fragrance, and I can really only depict the kind of elements of the fragrance, more so the notes, if that makes any sense. But yes, when I first spray it on, boom, it's a fresh, fruity, sweet kind of opening. But then you have that shower gel and broxin kind of musky thing going on, a little bit woody, and a good amount of like a lavender black pepper combo. That is pretty mainstream. Lavender and black pepper, they go really well together. But what just makes this fragrance so awesome to me is that chic, powdery, almost like a powdery caramelly vanilla, if that makes any sense, like a tonka bean, that just wraps everything around and presents it to you in a more kind of just boutique style. You know when you go to like Mecca or like some boutique fragrance store and you have all those fragrances that you've never heard of and you smell it, it's got that kind of like unique vibe to it. It has elements of that in this, and that's what I really appreciate about this. As we head into the mid, the kind of caramelly vanilla starts to take over, but I do get a lot of the fruitiness still. And the black pepper and lavender, it stays in the forefront as more of like kind of like the supporting note. I don't know, man, like this is me really trying hard to kind of describe this fragrance, but in reality, I feel like this is one of those fragrances where you just really need to smell it in order to kind of like get what it is trying to be. This is a cosmos flower that randomly grew. It's beautiful. It's just in the middle of the backyard, and I love it. I mean, look at it. It's just an anomaly, just like this fragrance. No, I'm kidding. Trying to connect the dots here with nature. If I could start comparing it to other fragrances on the market, I would say it doesn't necessarily smell like anything, but there's elements from Strong With You Intensely, I would say. I get like that kind of like gourmand-ish sweetness, but it's not really the same thing, like not at all. I get a little bit of like a Bleu de Chanel and a YSLY in this from the kind of like lavender black pepper freshness. I get a little bit of a, what's that one fragrance called? I forgot what it was called. I've been putting off making this video for the longest time because I was like, how am I gonna make this to the best of my ability? How do I describe this to everyone where I can really just give it my all? And in reality, I can't. You know, it's gonna take more than just one video to really put that out there. One video, different settings, different context. But in today's video, in this video, this is just kind of like exactly how I think it smells. And like, it just, the scent. Good job, Esnc. Good job, Esnc, on this. In terms of like the aesthetics of the fragrance, I don't really...
To me, it smells like a young businessman.
A young businessman?
Yeah.
Is that what you think it smells like?
Like, I feel like
Yeah, I get that.
trendy, but mature.
Yeah, okay. Do you guys hear what my girlfriend said? Do you want to tell them, love? While I think of what to say?
What?
Never mind then. In terms of the bottle, it is in their standard bottle that they use for their other flagship fragrances or their other fragrances in the niche lineup. I know a lot of people are going to be asking, what's the performance like? The performance to me is just below strong. It's a strong fragrance, but it doesn't overstay its welcome, if that makes any sense. It doesn't kind of like overvisit. It knows it knows when it has to go, you know what I mean?
You make it sound sentient.
It is sentient, my love. It is sentient. I mean, my adventure with this fragrance has only just begun. I'm very excited to see like how else this plays off into, you know, my life. If I ever change my thoughts on it, if I ever start to love it more. Esnc Pera. Can you please film it in the sky there? Esnc Pera.
Can't really see it.
Okay, let's go here then. Can you see it then?
Yeah.
Esnc Pera, man. I really do enjoy this. Essence's flagship fragrance. It's their flagship. I'm saying it right now. What?
Trolley.
Oh, what the fuck? And I'm really glad to be the first person to review it on YouTube. And I just have the greatest honor to be one of the first people to actually even talk about Esnc on YouTube. I think I am the first. I'm not trying to like flex or anything, but I am trying to flex, man. I know they're gonna be huge. I know this. They've been around since 2021, I believe. And I'm excited to see where they take it. I think that just about sums it up. Like I said, I have so much to say about this, but just to keep this video concise, that's how I feel about Essence's Pera. I have so much more videos on Esnc coming out. This is just the beginning, one of many. You'll be seeing this. This will be a consistent cast member throughout our lifetime here on YouTube. Pera, man, Pera. Essence's Pera. Also, interesting name. What does Pera mean?